All right, good evening, everyone. This is Jared with selfliquid.com. Today is January 8th, 2019, and we had another update in the market. So January has at least been much better than December. This was sort of expected. December, the market just got pounded. That it was really well overdue for a bit of a bounce, and I still am thinking that that's all this is. Excuse me. I think this is really just a bounce before we see more selling. And that's sort of what I got positioned for now. I may get ran over in the morning. I guess we'll see. But let's kind of dive in and just look at here at the Nasdaq futures. So the Nasdaq cash closed just shy of a percent up on the day. And if we look here at the Nasdaq futures, there is a squeeze coiling here on a 39 with bullish momentum. Now, what I'm hoping for is, in position for, is that we are going to see a bit of a pullback here. We've seen 3 straight up days and pretty big up days across really most equities, and a lot of this driven by tech. So let's take a look at Netflix. So you can see Netflix closed really pretty much on its high on the day. So I got short a little earlier in the day I sold a call spread. So it's basically where you're selling a call and then buying a further out of the money call as protection. So basically, I mean, the way that this works is if Netflix gaps up into 327 tomorrow, believe I sold the 325 strike. Yeah. I sold the 320, bought the 325. So, down only $30 on this, not a big deal. Kind of the beauty of doing spreads like this or selling spreads is that, one thing you can do is if you're playing a breakout and you get the direction wrong, you can buy back, the side that you sold and keep, what in this case would be the long call. But really what I would expect here is that, we may see some continuation on this, but into 327. But I still really think that we are going to see a pretty big move, big pullback here on Netflix. If you just look at the last couple of days, so this was Friday. I mean, this is a massive move. This was like 10%. This was like 6%. And today, up about 2 or 1.5%. So let's look at the other one here. So Facebook. All right, so you can kind of see very similar to Netflix where Facebook over the last couple days has had, a nice up move, and today kind of gapped into this level, so 142.02 and closed just above that. So, once again, I'm not exactly positioned how I'd want to be just based on the way everything closed. But I really do think that, as you can see with this previous swing here, once we crossed the 34 EMA, it was not too long before this thing started moving lower. Now with Facebook, that would take us down into like 120-ish, where ultimately I think Facebook could get down towards 100. So the one I tried picking up there into the close were the 32.5 calls on Newmont mining. So this would basically be just a bullish play on the metals market. You can see that with the rally, in equities, this is sold off for about a week. And you can just see from kind of, past run-ins with the 34 EMA here, it's really respected that. And that was sort of the idea here is that with this squeeze on a daily coiling, squeezes on weekly 195, 78, and 39, all looking to kind of be shifting upwards. That was sort of the idea behind picking up the long calls there. So I was looking at 31 days out. I didn't get filled on that, but that doesn't really invalidate this for tomorrow. Really just depending on kind of what the gold futures do tonight. So I just kind of wanted to see, so we're at 34.08. So, this did close just below, we still have a couple more days. Today's just Tuesday, so a couple more days before this weekly candle closes. But what I'd like to see here is a close above 34.08, and that would, ultimately what I would think lead into higher prices for Newmont mining. You can see this is, a weekly chart, and you've got this nice this would be the third test of this resistance around 39.57. So going into tomorrow, I'm positioned for a pullback in, the Nasdaq and tech and primarily or specifically Netflix and Facebook. Now tomorrow, depending on what NIM is doing, I'm probably going to try to go ahead and pick up those calls. And really, that's just kind of what I've got for today. If you didn't join me this morning or this afternoon, I'll be back again tomorrow trading the open live from 9:30 Eastern to 10:15, and then the close from 3:30 Eastern to 4 o'clock. So hope to see you there, and have a good rest of your evening. Take care.